big. That's right. Fail big. You only live once, so do what you feel passionate about. Take chances. Don't be afraid to fail. There's an old IQ test, was 9 dots, and you had to draw 5 lines with a pencil within these 9 dots without lifting the pencil. The only way to do it was to go outside the box. So don't be afraid to go outside the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, to dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams, and they ultimately fuel disappointment. So have dreams, but have goals. Life goals, yearly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. And understand that to achieve these goals, you must apply discipline and consistency. In order to achieve your goals, you must apply discipline and consistency every day, not just on Tuesday and miss a few days. You have to work at it every day. You have to plan every day. You've heard the saying, we don't plan to fail, we fail to plan. Hard work works.
Top of the evening, top of the prime time evening. It's your neighborhood position predictions podcast crew on a Monday night edition. And then there was 2. How we doing over there in DC today, Miss CSA Show Queen?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you the shit out there at the CSA Show. I see all that content you was out there grabbing, man. What was your favorite part, real quick, before we kick this off? Because I'm gonna let you recap on the CSA shows while we got everybody tuning in here live on Facebook, live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. Shout out to everybody. Do me a favor, press the like button, hit the share button. My girl Kels is at the CSA show. If you've seen the content, what was your favorite part of the CSA shows this time?
Messing with some of the players of the other teams that was there, talking trash as always.
Yeah. I see you was getting it in out there. We'll take a look at some of those. Let me go ahead and get to this. I think I got this set up backwards. I told you we go through this quarterback stuff, but let's get to this CSA shows. So now that we got everybody tuning in case you wouldn't been streaming under a rock and did not know, the Cowboys traded to the New England Patriots for a quarterback. And now we have 3 quarterbacks on the roster, and my girl Kels is going to be going through some of the quarterbacks they might look for. I think she's at the point maybe we might not even draft a quarterback, but let's get to some of the CSA shows. So get your quarterback stuff ready because we're going to talk about it here today. We got the draft mock simulator up. I've already got a mock going, but let me get to this content for my girl Kels. She was killing it out there at the CSAs. I was like, I was wondering, I was beginning to think, I was like, what's going on? She's not gone live yet. She ain't posted nothing yet. And if you only knew what I had to do to make sure you had access, you don't know I was fighting a 12-hour, I need Wi-Fi trying to log into Facebook and, remember I couldn't remember my password. So when you want to add somebody to admin to BDG, you got to type in the password, and I had to do password reset. And on a weak signal, I digress. It took me about 12 hours, but you got in. But I was wondering, like, what's going on? She ain't posting. She ain't been live yet.
Listen, we'll talk.
Y'all was having some technical difficulties out there, huh?
Oh my gosh! So it has never been this bad as far as having some type of cellular signal, Wi-Fi connection. It was just bad. Like I had to go out into the parking lot, in the middle of the parking lot, to get signal just to make a phone call. So the same weekend of the CSA show, my sorority was having their Eastern Region conference like 30 minutes away from where I was in Crystal City, Virginia. And my aunt was there. So she was looking for like some Zeta paraphernalia for me. And she was like, I've been calling you. I've been sending you pictures. You haven't been responding. I'm like, I have no signal. So when I got her pictures, it was like 2-3 hours in the process of the CSA show.
We did a great job once you got to posting the content. As we got some of the videos here, we'll see. Shout out to River City Fan Club. We see you in the house.
Yes,
we see you out there networking.
Girl. Hey, girl. Wave, girl.
Yeah, she out there waving. They out there, boots on ground. That boots on ground is a real thing now for everybody that's paying attention. Who's this? Danny White.
Danny White.
Danny.
Nice shirt.
Thank you.
You got Danny. You got Danny. You just out there amongst everybody. Look at you.
Clear out. Clear, please.
That was Michael. Let's get to the. How about this? You got the New York Giants legend right there.
The Giants going to get. Who you think the Giants going to get?
I have no idea.
Who you hoping?
I'm not.
Okay.
I haven't really got my ring.
The Giants.
He already got his ring. He don't care. Shout out to the Giants. There goes Zach Martin. The Goob was in the house.
And he's dropped a lot of weight.
You say he's already dropped a lot of weight?
He's dropped a lot of weight. He's he's getting muscle and everything.
And then here's the one everybody has something to say about. Michael Irvin's pants. What do you think about Michael Irvin's pants? Let us know in the comments. What Michael Irvin got going on with them pants? Well, better yet, what are those? What are those that Michael Irvin got on? I know me and my girl Kels was talking about that in the background. Like, what are those, Michael Irvin? What does he got going on? But shout out for Kels on getting all that exclusive content there. It was great to see you finally start posting that after the fact. Always a CSA admin of the day. Is that year 4 now, or is this year 5 for you here? I can't always remember.
Probably year 5. I don't know.
Yeah.
But the show happens. It's a 3-day weekend. It happens 3 times a year. So, the last 2 October shows, I ended up going to those. Well, not this October, but 2 of the Octobers. It was on the Cowboys bye week. So they actually had Cowboy representation for those October shows. So if you want to count the 5 years that I have been attending, and let's say I've went to all 3 in a year, so it's been a lot of CSA shows within the 5 years.
It sounds like we might just need to get you a little media pass and get you on the board over there at the CSA or something, because you kind of running shit out there, if you know what I mean. I really like what you pulled up on this right here. What? So, 1960?
Yes. So I kind of facelift this photo from my big brother who goes to the CSA show a lot. He has 3 of the original Texas stadium benches, stadium seats, and he has so many autographs on there. So when I was looking at his pictures, he posted that one, and when I saw that media guide is going for $500.
What? $500? I know where you can get one for $499 right now, and it's available. Check out the new 2025 Star Draft Guide available at DallasCowboys.com. You know, I had to buy me an electronic copy of it today. The print copy is not out, and if you've been paying attention here,
the print copy is out in the store. So if you're
it's out in the store.
So if you're in the Dallas,
where you can walk into the store.
Yeah, or Oklahoma, because now Oklahoma have Cowboy Pro shops there. So if you are in an area where there's a Dallas Cowboys Pro shop, you can actually go into the Dallas Cowboys Pro shop to pick up a copy.
Okay. Well, how about that? CSA shows. Y'all give it up for my girl CSA Queen.
One more thing about the CSA show.
Oh, okay.
Butter, Mr. Brandon Aubrey. His line was the longest. It was longer than Emmitt Smith's.
What?
Michael Irvin.
What?
Yes.
What?
And
Butter?
Zach Martin has had a long line because it's been a few years since Zach Martin has been to a CSA show. So those 2 pulled the largest lines.
Right. Well, cool. Great intel there, as always. My girl Kales with the intels from the CSA shows. Tell us what's going on with Joe Milton III, because over this last week, we've managed to trade for a quarterback. And we're talking about DAK's backups here tonight, as we're going to go through a list of the short list of quarterbacks that's on the Cowboys list. But, man, I'm starting to look at some of these highlights, and the more research that I started to do on Joe Milton III, it looks like we might have got a steal from New England, Kales. What can you tell me on the intels about our guy, Joe Milton III?
So let me pull up his draft card. Let me see.
But if you're just tuning in, this is Joe Milton's highlights here. We put those up when the trade went down so you could get a look at it. This is during the preseason game last year. There's been media reports that came out that says despite Drake May being a quarterback, he considered himself as QB1 in the Patriots. And then what happened was Mike Vrabel said he ain't with that. We're not finna do this. We're going to trade you now so you can go somewhere else, because they got their guy Drake over there. They didn't want no quarterback competition. What does that mean for Dak?
So here's my thing. When I watched last year's his draft card is pulling up now. When I watched the 2024 draft, I actually had Joe Milton going above Drake May.
Okay.
And I've watched the Senior Bowl. I've watched his pro days in the combine. This man has an arsenal arm.
Oh, he got a cannon. I heard he got a cannon. Plus he got some wheels on that cannon.
He do. So his 2024 draft card, he ranked everything is graded. So he was in the green light, which is good. So he was above average. They said, of course they say he will be like a average backup or a special teamer. If that was the case. So he's 6'5". His arm span is 33 3/8.
He's like 6'5", 240 pounds. Dude ain't no free look. He ain't no free shrimp.
Right. Oh, so honestly,
he a big shrimp.
His frame, if you compare Dak 2016 to now, he's like 15 pounds lighter than what Dak was, because when Dak came into the league, he was like a solid 250, 255, close to 260. And Dak is a big boy. And if you looked at Dak's Mississippi run and everything, even with the national championships and all that other stuff, he can push a D-line. It is just that we have certain individuals that's within the Cowboys organization that's trying to make him a pocket quarterback. He's not a pocket quarterback. But Joe Milton is a pocket quarterback. He could run out the pocket for a certain while, but because of the strength of his arm, he's a pocket quarterback.
Well, V. Reese is tapping in and say, is he competing for QB2? That's a great question, and that's what we're talking about here tonight. Is Dak's backup, is he automatically QB2, or is Will Greer automatically QB2? Can you explain that to us?
So right now, even though let's take out Joe Milton. Let's say the only two quarterbacks that we have is Dak and
Will Greer.
Greer is still a practice squad QB. The way that his contract is set up is they can release him at any time and it will not have no residual effects on our cap space.
Okay. Well, I know there was some leverage there. He's on his rookie contract. I know the Cowboys were always good with that, being able to control that, especially the bottom line. They didn't have to pay to get any quarterback. They didn't have to go in the draft and draft high, which we're getting ready to go through the quarterbacks that are on the Dallas Cowboys radar. I know you got your list there to go through, because some of these names, like all of these three, like Jackson Dart is already in the top three. And, when I did the promo for this show probably about 8 weeks ago, it was Dart or Dak. But since then, it's kind of been like now it's Joe Milton. I mean, are the Cowboys even going to draft a QB? Do you think we're going to draft a QB, even though we just traded for Joe Milton?
I think we'll probably still draft. a QB, but it's going to be in the later rounds. I'm still
How late?
thinking,
How late? Can you just give me a number on that so me and your late rounds are the same?
I'm thinking probably like round 6, round 7. Use one of those compensatory picks
Mm-hmm.
to get one, or we could just get one in the as an undrafted free agent. This quarterback class is just like last year's, except for this year is very underwhelming.
Yeah, there's not a lot of depth at quarterback because after round 2, yeah, Michael Irvin's out there talking about getting a Jalen Hurts like running quarterback in Dallas, but I mean Joe Milton can already pretty much run. So a late round pick on a quarterback in Dallas, later rounds, you said like round 7, round 8. Okay.
And probably like round 6 or
Okay.
round
I'm with
7.
you. I'm with you. So who does the Cowboys have high on their draft board in terms of quarterback? Can you give us a list of some of these quarterbacks the Cowboys got on their draft board so folks know that if the Cowboys do decide to go and get another quarterback, which you heard my girl Kel say Will Greer is on the practice squad, and it looks like Joe Milton is QB2 by default, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay, so QB2 is Joe Milton, QB1 is Dak Prescott. Who do you got on your list that you'd like to talk to about tonight here first?
Let's talk about Texas.
Any of your boos on? You got any quarterback boos? No. Okay,
boos.
no boos on the quarterback list. Boo, boo, boo. All right, who you got?
Let's talk about Texas quarterback Quinn Ayers.
Quinn Ewers. We're not even gonna entertain Shador Sanders talk about his stock draft and like. I mean, what if this is hypothetical, Kev. If Shador failed to 12 and GT is there and Tetaroa is there, I don't think all three of them are there. Let's just say if for the sake of talking about quarterbacks today, if Shador falls to 12, are the Cowboys pulling the trigger?
No.
Ooh.
Here's the thing. No.
Okay.
Because to me, we're wasting a draft pick on a quarterback because the first round picks are basically players that will be getting off the bus and running. They will already be on the active 53-man roster, and they will be a active starter.
Oh, that's good to know because as the roster of 90 folks goes into training camp, we dwindle it down to 53, and then normally we carry about how many quarterbacks? Is it 4? Now I think the league says we have to carry. Is it 1 on the practice squad, emergency, and 3 active?
3.
Okay. So V's also tapping back in and says, I think we'll grab a veteran in free agency. I don't know, especially if we're going to draft. Maybe are we going to spend the draft pick on a quarterback here, or do you think there's still room in the market for us to entertain getting somebody else at free agency?
I really can't see
good question.
Of veterans. I'm trying to think of which veterans.
Yeah, I mean, not too many veterans out there. I mean, Trey Lance got a deal too, didn't he? Trey Lance went and signed with the LA Chargers, did he not?
LA Chargers.
Yeah, so I thought Trey Lance would hang around and he'd come back to training camp, be a practice squad guy, but now he got him a deal in the Chargers.
Yeah.
The plot thickens in Dallas. All right, let's get into Quinn Ewers from the Texas Longhorns. Tell me about Quinn. He's 6'2", 214 pounds.
Yes, he's 6'2". Come on now. So he was invited to the Senior Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
His hand size is 9 3/8. His arm span is 30 3/4. He weighs 214. He ran a 4.74 for his 40-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, let me pull up his draft card.
Let me pull up some highlights on Quinn.
So his arm talent and game flashes are enticing, but he hasn't learned to play with the game with a high enough level of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Some of his strengths, he displays willingness to go out and compete through pain. Um, Performances in road games, like the Alabama and the in 2023 and the Michigan game in 2024 stands out the most. He makes it look easy when he's working with rhythm, arm talent to make trick shots, throws from a variety of angles. He gets the ball out in a hurry with just the flick of his wrist. Some of his downsides is he can be fooled from a pre-snap to post-snap looks by the defense. He needs
Mm-hmm.
better eye manipulation to hold safeties and linebackers. He gets struck on first read regardless of the coverage. Stares at primary receivers and will throw them into collisions. He will throw late and to put too much air under some downfield throws, and that was basically shown a lot at the combine.
Mm. Okay. But really though, I mean, I don't see Quinn Ewers only because, hear me out. I don't see the Dallas Cowboys drafting Quinn Ewers because there's a whole lot of hype around this dude named Arch Manning that's coming up right behind him and ties to the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, that might just kill it.
Depending
It would
how,
just kill it if we pick Quinn, but I don't know. You tell me, Kim.
so here's the thing with next year's draft. Depending on how we fall with draft picks, whatever
Mm-hmm.
our first round draft pick is. So let's say we're in this position now where we're like maybe 12 or 17, or maybe we have a good season and we end up in the 20s for the draft pick. Archie Manning is going to be gone by the time Dallas picks him.
Mm. So just
I'm,
dead
I'm,
that then, huh?
I'm
Just dead the whole.
let's just.
So Shador Sanders is actually within reach more so than Arch Manning. Is that mathing or no? Maybe. I don't know. You
Maybe.
know, they've been saying Shador's stock is sliding. He's sliding, you know, that people don't like him wearing his hat backwards. They're mad because it's Dion's son and he ain't going to conform or whatever the case. But
Here's the thing.
I'm.
Here's the thing. And I was watching Good Morning Football this morning. Um, and Isaiah Stanback, who is on he's on Talking Cowboys on the Dallas Cowboys
Mhm.
radio. He said, why is he being held to a different standard? Because if somebody else do this that's in another position, like a cornerback or a wide receiver or running back, it's okay because they have the swag and they have the confidence. But this man, Shador, he comes from a family that builds confidence in within their family. So he exudes the confidence. He's not cocky or anything. Why is it okay for players in other positions to have that, but not a quarterback?
It sounds like Dak Prescott in the media. That's what it sounds like.
Right.
They want to create narratives. They want to just do all kind of stuff. But hey, I'm just saying, I don't think he's going to fall that far. But it'd be interesting because at pick 12, we don't know what's going to happen in these first other 11 picks. And so that was Quinn Ewers out of Texas. Anything else left on Quinn, or who did you have next that maybe we can get into here?
Okay, let's talk about Dylan Gabriel.
Oh, the guy out of Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any Oregon fans out there? Talk to us. There's a lot of Oregon players in this draft.
Yeah, they were real deep. Them Ohio. I'm sorry, the Ohio State.
Oh, the Ohio State.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay.
You gotta, you have to be correct on how it's pronounced.
So Dylan Gabriel, he kind of got that Russell Wilson vibe going on. He only 5'11".
Yeah, he's a shorty.
He's a shorty.
He's a shorty. So his production score, his prospect grade is a 6.10. He is listed as a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter.
Mm-hmm.
His production score for the 2025 combine, he ranked 4th with a score of 78. His athleticism, for the combine, he ranked 9th with a score of 73. His total score, he ranked 5th with a score of 75. So he really stayed in the top 10 for the combine. In high school, he did break Tua Toga Valois. I apologize if I'm saying his last name right, but he did break
Tungavailoa, something like that.
Yeah,
It's got an N in there somewhere, but it don't. But I
right.
got you.
So he broke Tua's Hawaii State high school record for career passing yards.
hmm
Let's fast forward to 2024. Third team Associated Press All-American Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year. He was the QB of the Year, first team All Big Team. He was one of the finalists for the Heisman Trophy. He finished third in voting. He ranked second in the FBS with 72.9 completion rate, seventh with 3,857 passing yards. He tied 8th with 30 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He sets the FBS record with 188 career total TDs and 63 career starts as a QB. So he beat his predecessor of Oregon, Bo Nix's, with so he has 61. He tied Case Keenum's FBS record with 155 career passing TDs. He started in all 14 games last year, 75 over 149. He has 7 rushing TDs. Some of his strengths, is consistent production throughout his career. Elite total touchdown numbers with 189 scores over 64 games. Has developed a decent feel for where to go with the football. He trusts his protection and rarely appears jittery in the pocket. Throws with good touch and natural operation. Equally capable with arms and legs when he exits the pocket. So he is I guess you could say like he's a dual. So he's a runner as well as a pocket.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be a runner because he's a shorty. I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, Milton is 6'5". This dude is 5'10".
Yeah, so his playing style is a mobile pocket passer. Some of the his weaknesses, he lacks prototypical size for his position. As we could say, he's a shorty. Passing scheme allows him to work into big defined windows. Vast majority of 2024 targets were inside of 10 yards, including 25% behind the line. Ball placement and accuracy isn't as good as it looks to be on paper. He lacks arm strength to lead receivers on deep shots, off play actions, and deep out and deep seam throws lose their energy. One of the things, another negative downside, is not a negative, but one thing about him is he's a lefty.
Good point. He's a left arm he's a shorty.
Yeah.
Was it Russell Wilson? Is Russell Wilson a lefty too? I think he's a righty.
No, he's a righty.
But let's be honest though. I mean, he's 5'10", and we got a guy that's 6'5". I know Michael Irvin's talking about we need a mobile quarterback, but I think this Joe Milton guy's got pretty much all of the tools that we need in Dallas. I don't know. It's going to be hard for me to say that the Cowboys are going to draft a quarterback now at this point. I think we pretty much got what we need. Why are we going to waste another precious pick on a quarterback? Do we really draft a quarterback to develop at this point with Joe Milton?
Like I said, honestly, I wouldn't waste a draft pick on a QB this year. Like I said, this class is very underwhelming. If you look at outside of Shador, Cam, and Jalen Monroe from Alabama.
Well, Jalen Milroe, he's falling a little bit down there. He's around the 3rd round, the 4th round. Let me just show you better than I tell you. I can show you better than I tell you. I got this mock draft simulator up here. Thanks for breaking down Dylan's stuff there. He was available at that point, but I didn't pull the trigger on him. I actually pulled the trigger on our guy, which I think is on your list, Kyle McCord, in the 4th round.
Yeah.
Or at pick 149 rather. But I managed to get Tet and Travion at running back and quarterback, or running back, wide receiver, first 2, and even got Carson Schweisinger, or guy Charles was talking about on here.
Swissinger.
Yeah, Schweisinger. Even managed to get a offensive tackle out of Miami. But yeah, I mean, the 4th round, I mean, most of the quarterbacks, the only one that was really there was Milroe. But I mean, this is just one mock draft simulator. I don't know. You know, just get through some more of these quarterbacks that's on this list, because I mean, these guys are falling, you know, past the 4th round. They're not going to be there, especially like guys like Jalen Milroe.
So with Jalen Milroe, I can probably see him being drafted later, maybe like a late day 2, definitely somewhere in day 3. He's not going to be a first round draft pick, because like I said, this year is not the quarterback class.
Yeah. I'm starting to believe it now. So let us know in the comments below. Appreciate everybody tapping in who've been holding on with us. Everybody getting their gym reps here. We got a competition coming up this month in April. How many quarterbacks will the Dallas Cowboys draft? I originally was thinking 1, but now since we got Joe Milton III on that trade from New England, I don't think we're going to draft any, because like what Kel's saying, who would we draft outside of a quarterback? Like we could we could choose another position group. So which position should the Cowboys go after in the later rounds, if not quarterback? Talk to us down there and let us know as Kels continues to break down. I got scared there for a minute because I had backed out, and I didn't. Good thing the show stayed going. I had hit the wrong button. I thought I canceled the show. I got real scared there. But no, that didn't happen. Sorry about that. So who you got next up on your list, Kels?
Since you mentioned Kyle McCord, let's talk about him.
All right, cool. Kyle McCord out of Syracuse, 6'3", 218. Now he's a little bit taller. Yes. I don't know. They just say passers need to be a certain height, though, right? I mean, I know Russell Wilson kind of broke that trend with the shorties, but I think what's Tungavilla? What's he? He's like 5'10", 11, something like that. Isn't he? He's a shorty too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like 5'11".
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
but Dylan's not. He's 6'3".
Hold on, wait a minute. I've seen him. Hold on. I've seen him at the CSA show, and he's tall. He is tall. He's taller than me. I'm 5'8". Tua is, so we can give a better.
While she's getting Tua's height, Trey saying, I still feel like they hold the pick for QB until Arch comes out, which if you just was tapping in, Trey, you just heard my girl Kels kill that situation. Arch is going to be gone in the first part of the draft, and the Cowboys will not be picking that high. So we can throw the Arch Manning conspiracy theorist out of the window. She already went over Quinn Ewers, knock off Manning 2.0. But did you get height for Tua?
Yeah, he's 6'1".
He's a little bit taller. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about.
I've seen Tua at a few TSA shows, and I actually was in his photo booth tent. So when I looked at him, I do remember I was looking up at him, because I'm 5'8" and he's taller than me. So yeah, he's 6'1".
Okay.
So Mr. McCord from Syracuse. He's 6'3". He weighs 218. His arm length is 31 inches. His hands are 9.5. His playing style, he is a pocket passer, which will not be good for the Cowboys. And I'll talk about.
Yeah, because Michael Irvin's out here campaigning for running quarterbacks now.
Yeah. So once we get through these quarterbacks, I will tell you why I say that, and why Michael Irvin said what he had said. He was invited to the Shrine Bowl. Most of the Shrine Bowl players are basically draft prospects that will be drafted either like a late day 2, all a day 3, and probably a undrafted free agent.
Mhm.
So he wasn't at the Senior Bowl. His prospect grade is 6.13. He will be a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. His grade is considered average as a 66. He really didn't score that well in this year's combine. His production score was 69 and he ranked 7th. His athleticism score, he ranked 15 with a score of 57, so he was in the red area. His total score was 66 and he ranked 13. In this past season, he's second team all ACC. He led the FBS with ACC records of 4,779 passing yards, school record of 391 completions. He ranked 5th with the school record, 34 passing TDs with 12 interceptions.
12. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And average.
Yeah. He set the school record with 592 attempts, 66 completion percentage. He started all 13 games. He was at the Holiday Bowl. He was the Holiday Bowl offensive MVP with 24 out of 34, 453 yards and 5 touchdowns. His dad, Derek, played QB at Rutgers. His draft projections, he might be drafted between rounds 3, round 4. His NFL comparison is Mitchell Trubisky. So hey.
Oh, you got to be compared to somebody, but they're right on cue because I got Kyle McCord. He was the last quarterback. If you take a look at all of these quarterbacks, even though we're now down to pick 204, these are the later round quarterbacks that are available. I've never heard of Riley Leonard, Curtis Roke, Brady Cook, Seth Hennigan.
I heard of Brady Cook.
Okay, but yeah, because Luther Burden. But Kyle McCord was an A grab for us at that particular round. This was at pick 149. Outside of that, I mean, I don't see the Cowboys. Is anybody else on this list over here that's available on your list, Kels, that the Cowboys are looking at?
Let's go to.
No, I'm saying, is anybody that's available left at pick 200 here in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What is the 6th round? What is this? Any of these quarterbacks here on the Cowboys' radar?
Will Howard up there?
No, Will Howard gone. Oh, you talking about?
And Jalen? No, he's a QB.
Oh, no, he gone.
And Jalen Milroe is gone.
Oh, he gone too. Like I said, he was gone. He was already gone in round 3 when I got Carson Schwarzenegger and I picked up Kyle McCord. That's what I was saying. He was still an A grab for us, but as a project. But like you said, I don't foresee the Cowboys going and wasting a draft pick on somebody that's average and through 12 picks, especially. I mean, I get it, the guys on the radar, but now with Joe Milton, man, I'm telling you, it looks like we don't going to be drafting no quarterback.
Yeah.
Who else you got on your list over there, Kels?
Let's pull up Will Howard.
All right, there we go. Out of the Ohio State. Where are all them Ohio State fans at? Where my girl Lady Vice at? I know she a big Ohio State fan.
She might be doing something I'm about to do real soon. She might be night.
Oh yeah, that is kind of late over there. It is the 10:40 over there on your time. What up, Megan? We see you tapping in. She said I didn't get the notification. It's all good because we're on StreamYard. When I go live on my phone, you'll get them. When I'm on StreamYard, you won't. That's just how it works. But Will Howard, 6'4", 236. Okay, he's a little corn fed.
Yeah, he's corn. What's the term?
Corn fed.
Yeah, country bred, cornbread fed. There we go.
Yeah, cornbread fed. Yeah, country bread, cornbread fed. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the actual slogan.
The same, yeah.
Yeah. So his Will Howard from the Ohio State. His playing style, he is a mobile pocket passer. So that means he can run, he will use his legs.
Oh, okay, that fits the Dallas Cowboys current
Yes.
scheme.
He will use his legs and he can be in the pocket as well, but not too long.
Right.
So here we go. His prospect, okay, his arm length is 32 inches. His hands are 9 inches. His wingspan is 77 inches. His prospect grade, he did level out as good with 74. Which is his total score. He ranked 6th in the combine. His prospect grade is 5.9. So he will be an average backup or special teamer. His production score is 73 and he ranked 6th. His athleticism, he ranked 10th with a score of 73. His 40, he was invited to the Senior Bowl, so he did participate in that. He ran a 4.85 40. His shuttle was 4.33. His vertical was 31 and a half. His broad jump was 9 feet 4 inches. His 3-cone drill was 7.13 and his 20-yard shuttle was 4.33. In 2024, he 13 all Big Ten conference. He ranked 2nd in the FBS with 73 completion percentage, which was 309 over 423. He ranked 4th with 35 passing touchdowns, 10 interceptions.
Damn, he got 10?
Yeah. He ranked 6th with 4,010 passing yards. He was the Cotton Bowl offensive MVP. 24 out of 33 completions. 289 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interceptions in the win over Texas national championship. Offensive MVP with 231 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 16 out of 57 rushing. He started in all 16 games for the national champions with 7 touchdowns.
Didn't Ohio State win the championship?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I mean, if this guy is on the winning championship team of college football, why is he not ranked any higher? I mean, throwing 10 picks, I understand he threw for 4,000 yards. Is it just the defense and the rest of the offense that kind of carried this guy where he ain't got to be like a, Shedeur Sanders or something?
He had them 2 tandem running backs in their wide, and he had Emeka and Buka. The wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. But yeah, I seen the wheels on him. Looked like he had little wheels. He's a mobile quarterback. That's cool and all. But you said project, development, 10 interceptions. Those are the things that I heard down there. And I understand he's on the radar and we got to go through them. But man, I'm still thinking we're not drafting no quarterback.
No. So look for, I've been saying it.
I think after today, I'm fully on board with my girl Kels. We are not going to draft a quarterback. Y'all let us know in the comments below. Do the Cowboys draft a quarterback after we traded for quarterback Joe Milton?
Right. So look for him to be drafted in rounds 4 and 5. His NFL QB comparison is Blake Bortles.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you, this is an underwhelming class for QBs.
Yeah, underwhelming fits it very nicely.
Some of his strengths, outstanding size and toughness inside and outside of the pocket, elevated his consistency and performance in the postseason, can work off platform with relative ease and efficiency, throws from a grounded base with good mechanics and reputable delivery. He delivers the ball with consistent accuracy to his frame, able to buy time for routes to develop when pressured, has poise, accuracy, and touch to be a blitzing defense. This can be a good advantage for the Cowboys if they were to draft a quarterback like him. He uses his legs on zone read and for short yardage carries, which is like our red zones or first downs, or if we're trying to get a first down. And like I said, we are going to be running a zone offense as well as a zone 4-3 defense.
I got a question for you. So we haven't seen Dak Prescott play in a preseason game. I don't know, maybe since 2016, 2017 or something like that. I know it's been some years, especially with the addition of Joe Milton. Does it look like Joe Milton is going to get up the lion's share of the preseason? Or would that be Will Grier and him mixing it up too? Because I don't know. Are we even going to see Dak in a preseason game this season?
So here's the thing. Normally the last preseason games, teams use the last preseason game as a dress rehearsal where
but Dak ain't been dressing rehearsing.
Right. And I think he played a little bit in 2017, if I'm not
might have been the last one.
Yeah.
Because I know it's been some years. And I understand why, because you don't want to get the guy hurt. But now it's like the guy's been hurt. He's coming off of 2 injuries, season-ending surgery. We're going to need some kind of dress rehearsal because I know, and you know as well as I do, the quarterback and the offense didn't get going till, I don't know, maybe Dak actually got hurt last year or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. We don't know who's going to be playing for the Hall of Fame game. If the Cowboys,
I think it's the Colts. The Colts, and I don't think that they haven't announced who that was. Let me go look that up. Yeah.
So let's just say if the Cowboys get to play the Hall of Fame game, then that means we will have an extra preseason game.
Yeah.
So let's just say right now we're going to keep it at 3.
Yeah, I don't think they get the preseason game. I think we get it next year when Woody finally gets in. I think that'll be fun.
So with these 3 preseason games, it's going to be split in half, and I think the final decision will come on the last preseason game, who's going to play the entirety. So we'll see.
Well, I think Dak Prescott, I don't know. Y'all let us know in the comments. Y'all think Dak Prescott should play in the dress rehearsal? Because this offense, man, we got a lot of things going, especially on the receiver front and all of that. And, now with Joe Milton, I would think that he's going to get some of the lion's share of the first couple of preseason games if Will Grier is going to remain on the practice squad. But the NFL did change that. I think we are going to have to pick up a quarterback, maybe as an undrafted free agent or in free agency if we don't get one in the draft, because we have to carry 4 quarterbacks during the season, right, Kels?
3.
Oh, it's just 3. Then I thought we had to have an emergency quarterback or something on the 53-man roster.
So this is the way that it worked, because it happened with, I forgot which game it was, but all 3 quarterbacks were active. They were active. Dak was active. Cooper Rush was active, and Trey Lance was active. So they were on the active 53-man roster for, I forgot which game it was. So that can happen. And then the other thing is it could be 2 active on game day, and then they will move either Cooper Rush or Trey Lance as the QB3 emergency QB, which means he will be dressed up, but he will be inactive. The only way he will be active as a QB is the previous game if QB1 and QB2 are both out for the next game.
So 3 quarterbacks. It looks like we got Rush, we got Milton, and we got Dak. Maybe we don't need anybody else.
We don't have Rush no more.
And I'm sorry, we got Grier and then Milton and then Dak. So that's your 3 quarterbacks unless something else happens now in the event somebody gets hurt. obviously QB1. That's going to push Milton up. That's going to bring him up, and we're going to have
But
to
the
address
thing,
that. But
they may get an undrafted QB from this year's draft class, and it will be a competition between that said
okay.
QB and Will Greer, because the way Will Greer's contract is that he signed in January, like he can be released without any residual effects to our cap space.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the Cowboys are getting their things in order. I was surprised that we wheeled and dealed and got Joe Milton on the trade. We essentially still have 10 picks in the draft, if that's correct, Kels. I know you sent me this.
Yes.
This is our pick list right here.
That's the updated one.
So we still got 10 picks. We managed to fill a roster need with Joe Milton. It does not look like we're going to spend one of these 10 picks on a quarterback now that we know we're going to be carrying 3. So what does that mean in terms of, I mean, this is your CSA list. This is all the guys from all the this is the CSA shows, everybody that was there?
Yeah, let me tell you, they are so old school. This is how they write the you know, who's up next and all of that, how they running it. Yeah, they got a dry erase board. That's what I'm talking about. Dry erase board. They are so old school with it.
I mean, you know, every good, you know, every good creator got a dry erase board, if you know what I'm saying, to keep your notes.
Right.
But I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it. But you also, I think this is a late photo, but it didn't come through. Did you get to see CD this time there or no? I know this is
it's a video with him and I, but he was moving so fast.
Oh yeah, no, I did see that video. You're right. Yeah, he was coming through like, I ain't trying to do nothing unless you pay me. Let me just get through the crowd.
No, well, see, he had to hurry up and board his flight because they fly the players. Some players will come like that Friday, and they will stay in the area for the whole entire weekend. But if it's a day that the player comes, they will fly in that day and fly out that day. But he was delayed a little bit because his flight was en route, but it had to circle around before it can actually land. And right now, everybody is safety first, you know, after all these planes have been
it's real. Plane anxiety is real, man. I've been on a plane a couple of times in the last month, and I'm just like, hey, you know, is it going to happen today or not? You know what I mean? You got to say your prayers, like the Cowboys need to say their prayers. And we got a competition that's going on here. This is the whole purpose of this show. This is week number 8 quarterbacks. Which position should the Dallas Cowboys draft round 1 with pick number 12? Well, we know it's not going to be quarterback. And we want to know, how many quarterbacks do you think the Cowboys are going to draft? So if you watch this after the fact, make sure you tap in and let us know in the comments below. We appreciate everybody that's been hanging out here with us. It's a 2-for show here today. Our guy Charles couldn't join us. But as always, we got a couple of more episodes coming up. We got week 9 coming up. We're going to touch on edges. That's going to be our last position coming next week. And then we're going to go into week 20. We're going to have a special guest on the 420 show. I'm sure you're going to be happy about that. But now we're going to have a special guest that has not been on here in a while on 420, and we're going to do our submissions. We're going to talk about everybody that's in the competition. The link is in the comments below. So if you'd like to join that competition, click on that Patreon link and get the Raise the Bar membership. That's right, $4.99 a month. Get your Raise the Bar membership, support the content here, and then also earn your chance to win a free trip to Alaska next June. That's right. I'm gonna be in June. Matter of fact, I'm gonna be in California here this weekend. So shout out to everybody at One Star One Family. We're gonna be live down there in effect at the Unity Barbecue and the golf tournament. My guy King Sharon is gonna be out there in the building. So we're gonna be there. And then in May. I'll be in VA in May. So shout out to my girl Candy. We'll be out there in May. And then in June, we're gonna be in Alaska. So we got these next 3 months pretty much pegged out. You got anywhere you're going? Any other CSA shows? Anything coming up over the next couple of months, Kels?
Yeah, the next CSA show is June 27th through the 29th. Cowboys Day and players have yet to be announced.
And that's right. We need to figure out how to do that media stuff that you were talking about. So I'm sure you'll get to me on that. So look forward to Kels being a part of the official CSA media. I think you need to be there. I mean, 5 years and covering, nobody's paying you to do this. You're out there networking. I mean, seeing you out there with the Prova ladies and everything, putting on with MS Smith's app. Like, everybody knows you out there, and I'm glad you're here on Built Different Group, so that way
Yeah,
everybody that knows you on the East Coast can get to know you here
even
too.
yeah, even fans that's in the Cowboys fan base and other ones, when they see me, they be like, "Hey, Kelly," and I'm like, "Hey."
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
but
that's what it.
we do have one QB that we got to talk about.
Oh, one more.
One more.
You let me go through all of that and have one more to go. Who is it?
It just popped up. Mr. Jalen Milroe
Oh,
from
folks gonna say we
Alabama.
don't need him. He ain't got no arm. They say he's a Jalen Hurts 2.0. But anyway, I digress. Go ahead.
So and all this ties in with everything that's been going on as far as with what Michael Irvin has said.
Oh yeah,
So
that's right. You did say you're gonna get to that.
yeah, so his playing style, Jalen Monroe from Roll Tide, Alabama. He is a dual threat QB. He can play in he's a runner, so he's mobile. He stays in the pocket. He is a tight, not so much of a tight end build, more so like a linebacker, like a middle linebacker build. So he can push through a D line. He was invited to the Senior Bowl. He's his grade prospect 6.14, so he is a good backup with the potential to develop into a starter. He ranked one of the highest grade points in this year's combine.
How many rushing yards he had this year?
I'm getting ready to go into that.
That boy look like he got some yards.
Yes, he do. So his production score is 75. He ranked 5th. His athleticism, he ranked 1st with a score of 99. His total score, he ranked 2nd with 81. 2024, he led the team with 726 rushing yards.
726 rushing yards. He led the team as the quarterback. Yes. I mean, have they essentially just done that there? Is this now the Jalen Hurts cookie cutter in Alabama? Is that what it is?
I don't know. I mean, to me, he's a little bit better than Jalen Hurts. That's just my opinion.
Well, I mean, Jalen Hurts got a couple of rings on his finger.
Yeah.
But Dak's still his daddy, though. I'm with you, though.
Yeah. So he's 160. So he ranked there with 168, 4.3 per carry. He ranked 8th in the FBS with 20 rushing touchdowns, second among QBs. He set the school season record for rush touchdowns by a QB. He won the William V. Campbell Trophy, top scholar athlete. He started all 13 games, 205 out of 319 completions, 2,844 yards.
That's what he threw for, 2,800 yards?
Mm-hmm. 16 touchdowns and 11 interceptions. His NFL QB comparison is Cordell Stewart. He will look for him to be drafted between rounds 2 and 3. Milroe is an explosive athlete who is very capable outside the pocket, but he lacks accuracy, touch, and decision making when he's inside the pocket, which means let the boy run. Some of his strengths, unflinching when he delivers throws in the face of intimate contact. He has NFL arm strength, delivering drive throws with velocity. The ball comes out in a split second if he needs it to. Accuracy improves when his mind Accuracy improves when he minds his weight transfer. His 2023 season tape shows more consistent deep ball passer. Good things happen as a passer when rolling out to his right. So that's his strength side. He finished a career of 33 rushing touchdowns, including 20 in 2024. He's a back-breaking scrambler when defense lose lane integrity.
All I want to know.
Go ahead.
No, I just was saying, who's the running back in Alabama? Because he led with 700 and some yards. Like, I mean, it looked like this all the dude do is take off from the pocket.
Yes, the running back was.
Well, I mean, I was just trying to draw a point. I mean, he's the leading rusher. It looks like as soon as the pocket collapses, he's out of there. I don't see very few of these throws like this one where he's wide open. But I'm not trying to slight the guy. I know a lot of Cowboy fans have been saying, yeah, he can run good and all of that, but his accuracy and passing, because we need a quarterback to get us over the hump. But you got Michael Irvin saying we need a running quarterback. And is the Cowboys tagging Jalen Milroe as that guy in this draft?
I can't see them using 44 and 76 for a QB. That's just me.
Yeah, because he's only going to 3 and 4 rounds. After 4 rounds, like I said, I got Kyle. McCourt out of Syracuse at the 4th round. Jalen Milroe was already gone after the 3 rounds. So yeah, he's going pretty high.
So the reason why Michael Irvin said that and why I do agree is because Clayton Adams will be running a run offense. So we need mobility. In a lot of the snaps that I'm hearing, they're going to be fast.
That brings us up a good point, because this offense is going to look totally new than what it looked like from last year. So I guess us living off how this offense has looked over the last 5 years, we may be expecting it to look like A, but it's actually going to be B.
Yeah. So this is one thing. When Luke Schoolmaker, when he got finished with his autograph signing, I was able to talk to him for a while. So I asked him, what was his, what is the team overall thought with Shoddy being the QB, and with them having Clayton and the other coach from Kansas State. They are so excited for Shoddy because some of the plays that he wanted McCarthy to run, that McCarthy basically negated, they will be doing. So it's going to be a lot of running. He did say that he's more excited to have Dak back in to do it because they're going to be using Dak what he is known for, his mobility.
So maybe him dropping 30 pounds and being Slim Reaper Dak might be a good thing.
It could be, but in 2016, homeboy was like a solid 265, and he was running the ball and pushing a D line.
Yeah, he was a thicky. I'm with you, though. We're going to see. It's going to be interesting because I'm definitely looking at this training camp. I'm definitely looking at preseason, especially with the addition of Joe Milton now is going to automatically be QB2. You heard it here first. We're going to carry 3 quarterbacks on the active roster per my girl Kales with the intels here. Likelihood of we're going to draft. I'm going to tell you on my predictions, I'm just going to put, I don't think the Cowboys are going to draft a quarterback. I know you've been serving that Kool-Aid. Well, not really Kool-Aid. You've been serving that here to us for, over the better part of 8 shows. And I'm finally starting to drink it. Let's just say Kool-Aid. That the Cowboys ain't going to draft a quarterback, especially with that Joe Milton III trade. Although stranger things have happened because like we said, you got undrafted free agency still coming up. And I don't see
right after I think do we have the last no, I don't think we have the
last pick.
Yeah.
Now we got round 7 pick 247.
Yeah, because I think it's 277 picks in the totality.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. This is episode 8. Who's going to back up Dak? It's pretty clear. It looks like our guy, Joe Milton III. So make sure you go check out those highlights. My girl, Kels, has been covering all of the quarterbacks here. So make sure if you watch this after the fact, you use hashtag replay. Thank you if you stayed here with us on this Monday night primetime edition. We had to shift some things. I was on vacation with my sons this weekend. So again, like I opened up the show, I told you it was like 12 hours for me to get a Wi-Fi signal to get you access. I knew the mission was I had to get Kale's access because I knew you was going to get all that great CSA content out there. And I was like, man, I don't want to miss this.
Yeah, because normally during the CSA shows, I'm able to go live, and
I know.
Couldn't do nothing when you had.
That's terrible. They need to get some. They need to get some. Tell us CSA. They need to figure out who the Wi-Fi people are over there. Get some Comcast in there or something.
But the thing is, it's not the CSA. It's Dulles Expo Center.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the venue.
It's an expo center. They ain't got no Wi-Fi set up in there. Or what? Nobody know.
Wi-Fi, but the Wi-Fi. So they had more vendors than they had previous. It was over. It was
jammed up. They jammed the network.
Jammed up. Some of my vendors that I'm always close to seeing, like when you first walked in, they were more so in the back area this time. There were close to 300 vendors this time. So when you have so many vendors and everybody is using the Wi-Fi signal or using the cellular, the cellular circuits, everything was colliding.
It's kind of like AT&T Stadium during a Cowboys game.
Right. And when
shout out to AT&T.
Well, I have AT&T, so
I don't.
Yeah. So,
but I got Verizon, official sponsor of the NFL. But every time I go in there, I can't get no signal.
Yeah, but see, I've had Verizon when I've been to AT&T Stadium, and I had no issues with service. But now that I have AT&T, I haven't been to the stadium since I've had AT&T. So we'll see how that is.
Yeah,
but when you have vendors at the CSA show pulling together to go to the Walmart literally across the street.
That was me. Literally this weekend on the beach trying to get next to the coffee shop that was closed and tap in on their Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, they had to go to the Walmart and they bought bought every hotspot possibly so they can because a lot of people was using like card transaction for purchases and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you did your damn thing, so I appreciate it. Year 5 in a row. She is the CSA queen. She is right here on BDG. This is episode 8, Position Predictions. I hear Dandy Don somewhere around the light switch. We'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.
Peace.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over, and tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing again.